What is going on? Welcome to the Risen Fallen podcast. I'm your host, Mark Henriksen, and welcome to the show. If you're brand new to this show, then what you can expect or what you can anticipate is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health, self-development, and getting your life in order, getting your life moving in the right direction so that you're feeling good about your life. If you're not brand new to this podcast, if you're a returning listener or a returning viewer, depending on if you're watching this on YouTube or maybe you're listening to the podcast on your favorite podcast platform, whether you're brand new or not, you are the reason that I do what I do, and I hope that you're doing well. Happy fucking Thursday. I hope your week's going well. I hope it started off well, and I hope that I hope that you're doing good. I hope that your week's going well, and if it's not, then I hope that you can kind of reflect back on what is going wrong with your week and what you could do to kind of improve that. But I just want to check in with you guys and see how you're doing. I don't really say this too often, but I thought I'd just throw the reminder out there that if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening to this on your podcast platform, whether it be Spotify or Apple Podcasts, rate it 5 stars, leave a little review for your boy. It helps boost me in the algorithms, and it helps get this message spread to the people that need to hear it. So, I hope you're doing well. It's the weekend for me right now. It's obviously Thursday when this is dropping, but right now it's the weekend. I'm just chilling out. I had a good night last night. It was Morgan's birthday, so happy birthday to Morgan. I got to go and see him at his place, him and Krista, and Morgan's been on the podcast a few times before, so you guys probably remember him, Morgan Littlechild. I got to spend some time with him last night and some of his friends, and it was a wicked night. I definitely stayed a lot later than I anticipated because, I'm an extrovert by nature. I love chatting with people. I love talking to people. And once I get going, it's hard to get me to stop. Naturally, that's why I have a podcast. But I am the worst at saying goodbye. When I'm hanging out with people, I am like literally always the last one there. And that's manifested in many different ways. Now it's a lot more fun because I get to just hang out and chat with people, help clean up at the end of it the best that I can. Back in my partying days when I was a fucking idiot, that would mean, once the music turns off and everyone's either gone to bed or gone home, I would still be like, all right, guys, let's fucking party. It's not time to go to bed yet. The fucking sun hasn't come up yet. It's not tomorrow yet. We can still party. And so that's, it's been a wild ride, but it's something I'm working on. And so this morning, I was up late last night. I slept in a little bit longer than I normally do, but I still woke up, banged out a bunch of push-ups when I did, went off to church, did some grocery shopping, came home, ran like 9K, did some meal prep, had some lunch, and then now I'm sitting down to record this for you guys. So today is probably going to be a short episode. I know I say that often, and then I always ramble on for like a half hour, so I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet for you guys. But something I was just thinking about this morning, I was thinking about who's got my back. And obviously I've got like a good community around me that I've built over the last couple of years of people that got my back. But that hasn't always been the case. And sometimes in life, whether we're dealing with mental illness, whether we're dealing with our self-development journey, or we're dealing with just like a goal that we have in general, it's sometimes hard to distinguish between the people that love us and the people that actually have our fucking backs. Because there can be people that you love, that you surround yourself with, that you spend a lot of time with, whether that's family or friends or whatever it could be, but you still feel alone. Because the people that you love, the people that fucking you spend your most amount of time with, they maybe don't believe in your purpose. They maybe don't believe in you or believe that you can achieve that thing. And a lot of the times they'll tell you things like, get a real job, do something that's a lot more stable, do something that fits the norm. They'll tell you to take basically the safe route. And it's mainly because, they don't see themselves able to achieve the things that you want to achieve, or they don't see themselves making the time to do the things that are going to be required to achieve your goal, whether that's just a simple fitness goal, a financial goal, a relationship goal, a business goal, or like literally anything. Like if they don't see themselves being able to make the time to do those things, whether that be exercise, extra work, whatever it could be, they think, well, you probably don't have that time either, not knowing that you know that you can make that time. And so they'll tell you, don't bother. You're already good. You're already complete. You're already perfect the way that you are. You don't need to change much. You don't need to do much. And, you know, I firmly believe that that's you listening to this right now, myself included, I guess. I think that we were all put on this earth for some sort of a purpose. I think that everyone has their own different purpose. And I think that whether you've discovered it yet or not, you have a reason for being on this earth. Nobody was put here by mistake. You weren't an accident. You weren't a miraculous fucking thing. Like, you were literally placed here to do something, to fulfill a purpose, to do something special that only you can do. Your skill set is made to do whatever it is that you need to do, whether it has to do with other people or it has to do with future generations or whatever it could be. And it's up to you to fulfill that purpose. You can go through your whole life and just kind of live the safe route and do things that are comfortable all the time. Or you can fucking take risks, take gambles, do things that other people might think are crazy, in order to try and fulfill what you believe your purpose truly is. And you'll know that you're actually going after your purpose, because when you wake up in the morning, with all the dread, all the anxiety, all the depression, all the negative emotions that we discuss all the fucking time on this podcast, you'll think to yourself, it doesn't matter how I'm feeling right now. I have to work towards this thing. I have to go towards this end goal. And maybe that end goal never gets met, but just the feeling of chasing after this thing that you believe is your life's purpose. And so that can be very difficult, because whether you're dealing with that purpose, whether you're dealing with your mental health, your self-development, or whatever it could be, it's very easy for us to feel alone. It's very easy for us to feel like, fuck, why do I have to do this when everyone else is going out and they get to do that? Why do I have to stay in and go to bed early when everyone else gets to go out late and party at night? Why do I have to not eat junk food when everyone else is going to go out and eat junk food? Why do I have to work 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 100% longer than the people that I know when they just clock in and out of an 8-hour job? Why do I have to work extra hours? Why do I have to work extra hard to achieve what it is that I'm looking to achieve when everyone else just seems to get what they fucking need? Like it's easy to feel disconnected. It's easy to feel separate. It's easy to feel alone. And when that happens to us, it's very easy to get discouraged. It's very easy to just fall short and think, fuck this. I'm just going to do what everyone else is doing so I don't have to feel so fucking lonely and alone all the time. And you start to think, who's really got my fucking back? Who's really helping me out? Who's really supporting me? And in those times, I think it's important to honor the people that truly did have your back and do have your back. I say that in two different tenses on purpose, because I think back and I think about all the people that have had my back in the past. So this is one group of people that you have to think about honoring. All the people that have had your back in the past, whether that's teachers, coaches, coworkers, mentors, friends, family members, whoever's had your back in the past. They helped get you through a tough time. They helped motivate you to push you a little bit harder so that you could do something that made you proud. Maybe it's the teacher that went out on a limb to help you finish an assignment, or allowed you a little bit extra time. You didn't think you'd be able to complete it, or you didn't think that you belonged in the classroom. You didn't think that you belonged at all. And they spent their time working with you a little bit extra longer after class. Maybe that's a coach that helped you out and said, hey, I'd really love to have you on the team, but you're just falling short in this area, and this area. But hey, you know what? Let's work together on this. Or if you go home and work on this by yourself, then you'll get that playing time. Maybe it's the same situation in a band or a different organization, something that you can draw back on, someone that had your back in the past, and you want to honor them. You want to honor them by fulfilling your purpose, by chasing after your goals, chasing after your dreams. And you have to think, this person took their time. They took extra energy. They took extra time that they weren't paid for. They took extra care and gave me extra love. And I owe it to that person to be the best me that I can possibly be. And maybe you don't have anybody that you can think of off the top of your head. Maybe you have to think, okay, what's this second group then of people that I should honor? And that is what I would categorize as your ancestors, the people that have suffered in the past, people that you may know, like parents or grandparents, or people that you may not know, great grandparents, great great grandparents, further and further back the generations that, maybe they moved from another country, maybe they worked a fucking dead end job that they felt like, why the fuck am I doing this? And when you think about all the pain and the suffering and the adversities that are past generations, our ancestors have all had to go through, like I said, whether that's one generation, your parents or your grandparents or whatever, the further back you look, you think about all the adversity that they've gone through, all the struggles that they've gone through, all the troubles that they've faced, all the things they've had to overcome. And a lot of us think about, the idea of, I'm going to do this so that my future children, don't have to struggle with that. I think that a lot of us take that for granted. We think, we're just living our lives and we were just placed wherever we are and we can just fucking exist basically and float around. But you have to think about how many generations of people went through a bunch of fucking bullshit with the idea of, my future generation will be able to do this without having to deal with that. They'll be able to do something special. And they won't have to, if I go through this struggle, they won't have to face that struggle. Whether that's moving to a country with better opportunities, whether that's, facing a adversity in their community or in their political system or whatever it could be. But how many people had to suffer? How many people had to go through obstacles and overcome adversity for you to be in the position that you're in? And how can you best honor them? In my personal perspective, those people had your fucking back without even knowing who you were. They just had blind faith that the future generation would be able to do something great. And so I believe it's our duty to them, to, honor them again by being the best person that you can possibly be, whatever that looks like for your life. And then the third category of who's got your back, who is working and fighting for you, has to be you. You have to have your own back. You have to be able to, when times get tough, when times get fucked up, and it feels like, your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife or your husband, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your friends, your fucking coworkers, your boss, your coach, your teammates, your everybody that you interact with, when they don't have your back, when it feels like they're even working against you. You have to have the mindfulness and the reflective ability to look at yourself, and this happens to me all the time when I go for runs. This is something that, I fucking hate running, but this is one of the benefits of running, is when I get that quiet time alone in my own head, I throw on just like some lo-fi beats or some fucking meditation music. I'm not having a podcast or an audiobook or any like music going on, just like a monotone beat, like maybe not monotone, but monotonous beat, like just a repetitive beat in my head, or maybe I don't bring music at all. That's when I get the time to really sit in my thoughts and dwell and reflect, because all I'm doing is running. It's just a straight fucking line, and I have the time to reflect back on like, why am I doing what I'm doing? And do I really think that I have the strength that it takes? Whenever people talk about prayer and meditation, you're alone with your thoughts and you're analyzing your thoughts. And especially when we talk about prayer, we think about asking, God or our higher power, or whatever you believe in. We ask like, I really want the money so I can pay off this debt. Please give me this job so I can do this thing. Please give me this person in my life, this partner that would be fucking perfect. Please give me this. Please give me that. Please give me whatever. And I think a lot of the time we forget to just pray for things or meditate on things that will be qualities to help us overcome the things that we're going through. And then that's how affirmations play into this as well, because people say, I'm strong, I'm beautiful, I'm resilient, I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever. And you have to be able to not just tell yourself that, but prove it to yourself as well. And that's what having your own back truly looks like. So when I go for runs a lot of the time, I think about some of the things that I might be anxious about, like recording a podcast episode, or, even things like just recently I registered for another jiu-jitsu competition. This will be my second one in my life, so I'm pretty stoked about that. But I'm thinking about, give me the strength, please. Like, I just need the strength to overcome this anxiety that I have, so that I can put myself in the position where I can even just show up. And then give me the strength to overcome not just showing up, but being the best me I can possibly be on the day that I decide to show up. And that's truly what having your own back is. Not just affirming to yourself, I'm strong, I'm resilient, I'm beautiful, I'm fucking this, that, or whatever, I'm a golden unicorn, but proving it to yourself as well by doing the things that would actually provide the evidence to believe those things as well. So if I'm going to tell myself, hey, I'm resilient, I'm going to have to prove it to myself as well, which means I'm going to have to put myself in a position where I would need resilience to overcome that thing. Then I can truly have my back and say, remember when you did this thing to prove you were resilient? I draw back on some future wins that I had, or some wins that I've had in the past. And that's how I help myself have my own back. I think about the last time that I did a jiu-jitsu competition. Like, it's like, hey, you faced that anxiety. Maybe the outcome didn't come out to where you wanted it to be, but you faced that anxiety. You showed up and you competed. You did exactly what you intended on doing. Or the time that I ran a marathon, I thought back, hey, remember when you didn't believe that you could do this thing and then you fucking did it? Or the time that I hit a sales target at work. Hey, remember when you didn't think that you'd be able to generate that much revenue in 1 month and you did it? Or the time that I did a bodybuilding competition when I was like, you can think back to, I can go off about all the wins that I've had in my life and what I have in my own internal conversations, but you have to do these things for yourself. You have to have your own back and say, no, you can fucking do this. Remember when you did this in the past? And maybe you don't have a big sample of things like that, a basis for you to base your self-beliefs on. And if that's the case, then you have to start building those things now. Think about the things that you don't think that you could start to achieve, and things that would actually genuinely boost your confidence. Because maybe running a marathon wouldn't actually genuinely boost your confidence. I probably believe that it would, but maybe for you it has to do with finances. Maybe for you it has to do with your body composition. You could think, remember that time that you didn't even think it was possible to lose 10 pounds or gain 10 pounds of muscle, and then you did it? If you haven't done that yet, then you have to go out and do that so you'll have that internal belief. Remember that time that you paid off all of your fucking debt and started working towards building a savings plan? If you haven't done that yet, then maybe it's about time that you fucking do that. And just work at it day by day by day, and pray and meditate on the idea of, I just need the strength to go about this one more day. I just need to do it one more week. I just need to do it one more month. And by the end of the day, by the end of the week, by the end of the month, by the end of the year, you're going to be closer to that goal if you haven't already fucking achieved it by then. And then when you need to have your own back, when you're facing adversity, when you're in that situation where you're being tested, where you're being pushed, you can draw back on that exact situation and say, remember when you didn't think you'd be able to do this, but you did it? See, I think that that's truly what self-love and self-belief come down to. And I was listening to the pastor today at church, and he was basically telling this story about how he basically said, it's kind of a funny example, but he says, when I want a banana, I walk across the street, I go to the supermarket, I grab a banana, I give some money, I take my banana, and I fucking eat the delicious banana. And we get to enjoy the fruits, and we get to enjoy the things that we want. But we are so disconnected from the process of actually creating that thing. We're so disconnected. Like, we don't know the farmers. We don't know the work they put into plowing the land. We don't know the work that they put into planting the tree. We don't know the work that they put into watering that plant, taking care of that plant, and nourishing it until it bears fruit. And then they pick that fruit, and then someone has to take that fruit and fucking deliver it safely to a supermarket. And all that's done in the background to the point where all we have to do is walk in, grab it, pay for it, eat it. And we're so disconnected from the process of creating this thing, and we just get to enjoy this thing. And then we wonder why we're so ungrateful. We wonder why we're so impatient. We wonder why we're so unsatisfied, with what we have. And it's because we're so disconnected from what it takes to actually generate the things that we get to enjoy. And then we think about things like self-confidence. We think about things like having someone's back or having your own back. We think about self-esteem. We think about having a good, basis of mental health. We think about having a healthy mindset, a healthy amount of discipline, a healthy amount of accountability. And we want those things. We want to have the good relationship. We want to have a good financial life. We want to have a good job. We want to have a good home to live in. We want to have all of our bills paid. We want to have a good body. We want to have everything that we want to have. But we're so disconnected from the work that it takes to do those things. And I think to truly have your own back, to truly build your self-worth, to truly believe in yourself and feel confident and feel good, you have to do the work that's going to produce that thing. That's not something that you can purchase at the supermarket. It's not like you can just have a good friend or a good support system or believe in yourself without actually putting in the work to do that. And so when you think about, fuck, who's really got my back? You have to think about the people that have supported you in the past, the generations of ancestors that you've had that put you in the position that you're in right now to do whatever you need to do. But truly, you have to think about having your own back. And the best way you can do that is to do things to make you proud of yourself, to do things that make you feel good, to do things that make you feel like, yeah, I can fucking do this. I'm a badass motherfucker. And to actually believe that true to your heart, you have to prove it to yourself. And then I would take it even a step further, that once you start to build that belief, once you start to build that trust in yourself, and this could even be a way to do it, is to have the backs of the people around you in the first place. Because if you're expecting the people around you, the people that you love, your friends, your partner, your parents, your coworkers, your teammates, your coaches, everybody around you, if you expect them to have your back, you have to fucking have faith and you have to have trust in them and have their backs, and not just do it, but let them know, because sometimes it's so easy to forget. And the flip side of that is you can't just let them know. You have to do it as well. You have to prove it to them as well so they can have faith. Like, hey, if shit gets a little bit scary, this person's going to have my back. You have to do stuff for them. Whether that's, be there for them just to be like an ear when they need someone to talk to, or you have to make yourself better so that you have something to offer them to be able to have their backs, and if you're going to, that's a whole conversation in and of itself, to be able to fill up your own cup so that you can pour out to others. But that in and of itself can be a great way to build confidence, because if you're affirming to yourself, I'm a dependable person, I'm a trustworthy person, I'm somebody that has the backs of everybody around me, you have to actually walk the walk. You can't just talk the talk. So I think that that's the best way to think about who's got your back and how you can have other people's backs as well. As usual, before I sign off here, I will remind you guys that we do have the Risen Fallen Mental Health group. We have the Telegram group with daily conversations about these types of topics. We do have a weekly Zoom call as well. If we don't do the Zoom call, it's because we're meeting up in person. We're doing a hike. We're going for coffee. We're doing some fun shit where we basically just get to meet up, have these conversations, review our weeks, talk about how everything's going in our lives, and be there for one another, to be able to lift ourselves up and lift up those around us as well. Because we all fall, but together we rise back up, and that's what Risen Fallen's all about. So if you want to join that group, if you want to get in on the conversation, then follow us on Instagram, reach out to me. It's at Risen Fallen. If you want to support the cause, you're not in Vancouver, you don't want to join the Zoom calls for some fucking weird reason, you don't want to join in the Telegram group because, I don't know, you fucking don't want to lift yourself up and lift others up as well, but you want to support the movement somehow, you can purchase a little bit of the merch we do have at risenfallen.com. Proceeds go towards the in-person meetups and paying for the cool shit that we do, the coffees that we get, the admissions to things like going to Science World or going rock climbing or going skating or doing anything that we do in person. So I implore you to check that out. It's risenfallen.com. But that's all I got. So if you guys got some value from this, if you guys felt like this is a message that you needed to hear or a message that you feel like someone else needs to hear, share this episode with that person and spread some love, spread some joy. That's all I got for today. I love you all, you beautiful motherfuckers. Much love and peace out. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll check in with you on Monday. Bye.